What is up, guys? Today we will be comparing the LG V60 to the Google Pixel 6 Pro here. So, two very interesting phones. Some of you guys might be considering upgrading your V60, and some of you guys might actually be interested in just getting a V60 overall or a 6 Pro. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the price. So, the V60 is going to cost you anywhere between 330 bucks for a refurbished one or 400 bucks for a new one. I have that link down below. 6 Pro is going to cost you 900 bucks. So you can see a massive price difference here. So let's go ahead and compare the hardware. So very similar hardware in terms of material. So they're both premium phones here, and they're both very nice looking phones. Be sure to let me know which phone you like. I still think I like the V60's design a little bit more than the 6 Pros. I just think it's just a very, classy, clean design to me. But I do think the 6 Pro has a very unique design. So they're both glass and metal phones, and they're also both IP68 dust and water resistant as well. So the V60 is definitely a little bit taller than the Pixel 6 Pro, just by a little bit. And honestly, they really feel about the same weight since they both have these massive 5,000 milliamp batteries in them. But down below we got USB Type-C on both. They both have stereo speakers, but the V60 does have a headphone jack with a quad DAC, which is really important for audio lovers. So if you want high quality audio, the V60 does have that. The 6 Pro does not. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the screen. So on the V60, you do have a POLED HDR10 Plus display at 6.8 inches. It's 1080p 395 for the PPI. On the Pixel 6 Pro, it is a LTPO AMOLED display, 120 Hz HDR10 Plus. It's slightly smaller at 6.71 inches, but it's a 1440p display, 512 for the PPI. So yes, the Pixel 6 Pro is definitely the sharper panel here, and I prefer the punch hole over the notch on the V60. But they're both very nice, bright and vibrant displays. As far as color, they're pretty much identical in terms of color. They look exactly the same in terms of color and brightness to me. But where these two displays really differ is in terms of the V60 having a 60 Hz display versus the Pixel's 90 or 120 Hz display, excuse me. So basically, you really don't really feel the difference unless you start scrolling on stuff like Instagram and stuff like that. And then you sort of notice the difference in just terms of smoothness. It's not that the V60 is choppy, it's just anybody who's used 120 Hz, you'll notice right off the bat that you'll notice that just the smoothness. So once you do 120 Hz or 90 Hz, it'll be hard to go back to 60 Hz. So I do like the screen on the Pixel 6 Pro a little bit more here. Also, one thing to note is that the V60 does have a completely flat panel, while you do have a curved sort of panel on the 6 Pro. Which is a pro or a con. To me, I don't mind, either one. I like the look of the curved panels. I just think it just looks cool to me. But a lot of people really love the flat panels. That's usually what most people go for. So it really comes down to personal preference on that one. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the specs a little bit more. So Android 12 with the Google Tensor chip, Mali G78 GPU, no SD card support on the Pixel, 128 gigs and 12 gigs of RAM. So on the V60, we do have Android 11 on here, Snapdragon 865 and the Adreno 650, micro SD card support, 128 gigs of internal storage, and 8 gigs of RAM. So as you can see, something pretty interesting here. So the 6 Pro loses to the V60 in terms of the multi-core, but the Pixel 6 Pro does win in terms of the single core here. So let's go ahead and just do a quick little app opening test here. Let's go ahead and launch Subway Surf. So I think a lot of people don't realize the V60 is still pretty fast, but we can see the Pixel 6 Pro slightly faster than the V60 right there. Let's try YouTube. Again, Pixel 6 Pro slightly faster, loaded that video up faster. You can see the V60 right behind it. So a lot of people have had, their what's the names about this, but I definitely think this Google Tensor chip is equivalent to Snapdragon 888. It is very, very fast here. Now, the one strange thing about this Tensor chip is when it comes to gaming. So I don't think PUBG is optimized yet, but it plays everything else fairly smooth. So please check out that full gaming test I did on the Pixel 6 Pro. And the V60, honestly, I think it's the better gaming device because you get the dual screen case. And we just had a random crash there. It gets a dual screen case, so games that are compatible like PUBG, Asphalt, once you attach that dual screen case to the V60, it definitely gives you an advantage in terms of gaming, and basically it turns it into two phones. So if you are a power user, you'll definitely really like the V60. But just to show you, I've been waiting for them to optimize PUBG for this Tensor chip, but I don't know how long it's gonna take. And again, the phone just officially came out today, so I would give it some time, guys. I wouldn't really trip about it like that. But as you can see, as of right now, we do have Extreme on both, and then Ultra. But you can see the V60 can do Extreme all the way up and Ultra HD, and we are not allowed to go to Ultra HD yet. So again, I would say, you know, just wait. Yes, does the V60 technically play games better than the the Pixel 6 Pro for right now? Yes, but I honestly think it's the better gaming device regardless because of the dual screen case. But the gaming experience is going to be very smooth. And again, when that update comes, I will let you guys know when it comes to PUBG, because it's definitely equivalent to an 888. It's just not, we don't have the graphics settings yet on here. But check out the full gaming test. It plays Fortnite fine. It plays Call of Duty maxed out. So it does a great job. Alright, both these phones have top-notch stereo speakers. So let's go ahead and see which one sounds better here. Start with the V60 max volume. Ooh, man, that is close. So let's hold on. Let me turn LG 3D sound engine on. That does raise the bass. Yeah, now they're kind of equal actually. But I don't like that muddiness that this does. So it's extremely close, guys, but I would probably go with the Pixel 6 Pro. I just think the bass is, like, you guys really got to hear this. The bass is definitely super clear, especially on the low end. And also, I can't, they're so close in terms of volume. The V60 sounds like it's a little bit louder though. Yeah, the V60 might be a tad bit louder, but I really like how clear the bass is on the Pixel 6 Pro. So extremely close. I would say it was. I would give it a tie. I wouldn't say one is that much better than the other, but because they're so extremely close, and it's like this one has better bass, but this one is slightly louder. But yeah, but overall for audio, I think I still would go with the V60s solely off the headphone jack, to be honest. But yeah, awesome speakers on both. Alright, let's talk about your additional features. So like I said, they both have IP68 dust and water resistant, and they both have an in-display fingerprint sensor, which actually feels exactly the same. So they both are, they're not like OnePlus or like on some Samsungs where you can just tap and get in. You kind of have to hold it down on both of these, and you don't have face unlock hilariously on both of these phones either. So you can see they both feel like, they literally feel exactly the same in terms of speed. So there is no real difference there. Yeah, but they both have NFC, so that is really nice for your mobile payments, and they also both have wireless charging as well. The Pixel does have reverse wireless charging, which the V60 does not have. It has reverse charging, but it's not wireless. So if I put it down like that, you can see it starts to charge. So if you want to charge like a pair of earbuds or another phone, your Pixel 6 Pro will be able to do that, no problem. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about image quality. So just to give you guys a plain answer, yes, I do think the Pixel 6 Pro's cameras are better than the V60s, and mostly because I think they're very close cameras, but the thing is, the V60 does not do as well as the Pixel in low light conditions. The low light software that they have on the 6 Pro is really impressive. So on the 6 Pro, it's a 15 megapixel still, 48 megapixel telephoto, and then a 12 megapixel ultra wide. You also get 4K video, and then you get an 11.1 megapixel ultra wide selfie cam that shoots in 4K as well. And you're just getting some beautiful top tier shots. Really, some of the photos that the Pixel can take really comes out perfect, especially with color, dynamic range, detail. And then sometimes, you know, it can be a little bit weird sometimes, but for the most part, for a casual, you know, photo taker like me, like I'm not really into taking photos, this does an excellent job. So I would be like, it's a 10 out of 10 camera for me. But yeah, so just beautiful cameras on the Pixel 6 Pro. I have really no issues with it from just a casual snapper point of view. So with the V60, it also has a very good camera system as well, a 64 megapixel standard and a 13 megapixel ultra wide, and then you have a 0.3 depth sensor, which is just not as good as, you know, what they have on the Pixel. But it does shoot in 8K, which is crazy. So the V60 does shoot in 8K and the Pixel does not. And then you have a 10 megapixel selfie cam that shoots in 4K, and the V60 also will give you some great photos, very good detail as well, and you also get very natural colors on here as well. I would just say the low light is not as good as the Pixels, and dynamic range is just not as good as the Pixels as well to me. But overall, I still really like the V60's cameras, especially considering the price is really a steal at this point. You have two massive batteries on here, a 5003 milliamp battery on the Pixel 6 Pro, and then a 5000 milliamp battery on the V60. You do have 30-watt charging on the Pixel 6 Pro as well, so it does charge faster than the V60, and then you have wireless charging at 23 watts. And then on the V60, you do have that wireless charging as well. So as far as screen on time, you're getting about the same screen on time. I think the V60 honestly gets better battery life than the Pixel 6 Pro. I'm telling you. If the Pixel 6 Pro is doing around 8 hours of screen on time, the V60 has to be doing like 9, at least almost 9 hours and 30 minutes of screen on time. It's really that good, guys. The V60's battery life is amazing. I think it has something to do with it having a 1080p display, so it's not pushing a higher resolution like the Pixel 6 Pro here. So I think that has something to do with it. But I feel like I'm getting slightly better screen on time with the V60 here. But regardless of which phone you get, you're gonna get all day and a half battery life easy. So which phone do you guys prefer? Be sure to let me know, and I will catch you guys in the next one.